Welcome back to another episode of Africans Talk Football. Gabriel, how you feeling tonight?
I feel great, man. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. How you feeling, Mike?
Oh man, I wish we would have gotten a win today, but I'm not. I'm not
There's
playing
only
it.
one 3-point holder in here
Hey
today.
man,
There's
I
only
know. I
one
know,
3-point
guys
holder.
like Salam.
You know?
They
I'm
love what
doing
they
well,
said.
Mike. I'm doing well, Mike. Thank you for asking. Uh, Cornelius, how are you, man?
The sun is shining. I've had worse days, so I can't complain. Chelsea didn't lose today, so I'm not terribly mad. But just before we get into the episode, I want to say thank you again to all of our friends, all of our supporters. As we walk into this international break, we still have a lot of content coming down the pipeline for you guys. So very, very thankful for you guys that have been commenting on our posts and just interacting with us through all of our platforms. It's been really cool to see over the last couple of months. Really do appreciate it. But before we do talk about our teams today, I actually wrote down just a few notes about some stuff that happened around the world in football this past week. Because there's been a lot of news actually that's been going on, but Carver Hall tore his ACL. If you guys didn't hear the news, so Villarreal and Real Madrid played yesterday, which was Saturday. Madrid won 2-0, but they had a couple of injuries. They had Vinny, which has a cervical. He has a back injury. They don't know how long he's going to be out. They're not sure if he's going to travel on this international break. And then Carvajal, it also came out officially that he tore his ACL, so he's out for the rest of the year, which is very, very tough to just add to the laundry list of injuries in La Liga. When you look at Real Madrid and Barcelona, both of them have major, major injuries, and then just around the world, around the soccer world, around the leagues, there's a lot of injuries. So prayers for Carvajal, hoping for a very speedy recovery.
Facts.
Allison and McAllister, there were also two other players that were injured on Liverpool's team, but it looks like they are traveling with their countries for their international break. So it looks like they're coming off of those injuries, which is good to hear.
Vacation.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It sounded like vacation to me too, but
It's vacation. I'm gonna go back home for a second.
get some home food and then come back after a
Understand.
week or two refreshed. I get it.
For sure.
So something interesting. Wayne Rooney, I actually read something. He was given the Plymouth job, and essentially his what the board gave him the role to do was just stay in the championship. So Plymouth is in the championship. I believe they came up from League One last year. So this is their first year in the championship after a little bit. Wayne Rooney, he's had his ups and downs in his managerial career, but they seem to be doing pretty decent. So they just won yesterday 1-0, even though he got a red card. So I don't know, what's going on specifically there, but it was just some interesting news and kind of something to peep if you are interested in the championship or, you kind of are just bored and you see that they're playing. Plymouth is the team to look out for. And then the last little tidbit, and Rudiger, our big boy Rudy, German national player, Chelsea. He was on our team for 5 years now. He plays for Real Madrid. He just dropped a new interview. It's about like a 45-minute interview. I listened to half of it. It's actually really good. It's I wrote down the people. It's on YouTube with the Inside Scoop. That's a platform that he did it with. Two boys out of the UK. Shout out to them. But it's a dope interview. So if you're a fan of Rudiger, I would go check it out. I listened to, like I said, about 20, 25 minutes of it, kind of just his origin story, and then how he came up to the ranks to play from Stuttgart to Roma to Chelsea, and then now at Real Madrid. So it was a dope little interview.
You
So
see
just
what
little.
you see what he said about Saliba and Gabrielle. I know y'all saw that.
Yeah,
I know y'all saw that.
You know what that is though? It's recruitment.
What do you say?
It's recruitment.
It is
It's
recruitment.
recruitment.
Yeah,
That's
for
all that
sure.
is though.
What'd
So
he say?
while you're hyping it up, which I understand, just know
It is
he
recruitment.
also knocking on the door like, hey, my man,
Best partnership in the world
yeah.
right now.
Who?
That's what he said.
Oh, for sure.
Saliba.
Yeah.
No, I
He
mean,
said he would love to be in that center back pairing with Saliba.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what that
He's
is.
just recruiting,
Especially,
bro. And he knows what he's doing, and that's why I'm just like,
It's coming.
You
men's
guys
better
have to
win
win.
something.
You guys have to
Men's
win.
better win something because men's will leave quick. But when
Yeah.
Madrid comes knocking on that door,
Yeah. You can't
it's
close
tough to
that
say
door.
no. Yeah, you can't. It's tough to say no.
definitely the best partnership. I feel like
That would be
obviously
it. Yeah.
Saliba gets a lot of the praise, but I think Gabriel is definitely an underappreciated aspect of that
Yeah, yeah.
that partnership.
Yeah,
I think he does most of the dirty work. Yeah.
but also
And
like
again,
he's our aggressor. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's clear roles. Like Saliba's
Yeah.
more the finesse. You know, he's
Yeah.
more aggressive.
Clean
Like
up.
nah,
Yeah.
bro, nothing's getting past me for real. Like so. Yeah, no, man, it's a great partnership. I appreciate
and
what he said, though. I'm glad people see it, but I also saw what Frank Lampard said, and Frank Lampard said people were like, "Oh, are they as good as when John Terry and what
Carvalho.
was it? Yeah, Cavario were playing?" And he was like, "No, win something." And I was like 100%. I was like, "Go win something." He was like, "Yeah, when they win a couple prems, they win a Champions League, then we can get him in that conversation."
Yeah.
But I 100% agree with that too. Like I agree that they're the best, but also go win something, bro,
yeah,
as a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, and also something Rudiger said in his interview. They said, you know, when he went to Chelsea, he was probably the best center back that Chelsea had seen since John Terry. Some people even comparing him, saying that
I
technically
said that
better
though,
than
man.
and even technically better than John Terry and Rudy. Like and in all due respect, he said, yeah, but the one thing I can't take away from Cherry is he's Chelsea through and through. He was an
Mhm.
academy boy who came up through the ranks and was skipper. I was there for my 5 years and I did what I could do, but ultimately I didn't win the league. And that was my one
Mhm.
goal, and we ultimately fell short. He said, I won everything else because if you look at Rudiger's, he
Mhm.
won the Champions League,
Yeah.
Europa League, FA Cup. You know what I'm saying? Like he
He
won the gambit.
he didn't win the Premier League with Conte.
No, he came the year after.
Yeah,
We got
after
him in we
Mm,
we won in 2017. We got him the 17-18 year. We got him that summer.
Yeah.
mm.
Yep.
that's crazy.
Yep. So
Yeah,
yeah, so he
no,
never won a league with us, but yeah.
Rudiger's one of those defenders. Like, man, I was just like, bro, if he just stops making these dumb mistakes, like he will be
Yeah.
great. And that's exactly how I felt about Gabriel. Like Gabriel used to just do reckless stuff, like Xhaka too. And I was just like, bro, you can do this reckless stuff, but within reason. And if you can do it
Mhm.
within reason, you'll get away with it all the time. And
Yeah.
Rudiger, like he like
He grew
perfected
up at Chelsea. Yeah,
Yeah.
he grew up at
he grew
Chelsea.
up at Chelsea.
Sure.
And I remember because I remember talking to like you and Mike, and you guys were
Because
like, yeah,
that first
Rudiger,
year it
he's
was
doing
rough.
this and that. And I
Because the
was just like,
first
bro,
year it was
I
rough,
saw
bro.
it.
He
I was
was
like,
still
man,
like, yo, bro.
I was just like, nah, like he will. You just have to give him a little bit of time. He will be great.
Yeah.
And I've always been a fan of Rudiger. No lie, no lie.
I think Thiago Silva coming over also helped him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, when you look at his time at Chelsea, not this will be the last thing by Rudiger, but he learned from a lot of the greats. He learned from a
Mhm.
Terry. He learned from a David Luiz. He learned from a
Yeah.
Thiago Silva. He actually had some real veterans who had played at the highest level,
You're
who had
right.
played
You're right.
in some of the biggest stages. So he learned from some of the guys that were like, look, you have what it takes to be this. You just have to stop making these bonehead mistakes. And once
Mhm.
he cleaned that up, he
Yeah.
showed he could be one of the best center backs in the world, and he's consistently and still doing it now. So it's dope to see, and it was dope to hear him say that. So it was cool to hear him say like, yeah, I kind of grew up at Chelsea, like me, and it was funny. He was like, me and Salah were at Roma at the same time, and if you look at our careers, I think we like both grew up once we made that step to the Premier League. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's huge.
That's real. Yeah,
It's
that's dope.
huge. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a good interview. It's about 45 minutes, like I said. It's on YouTube. Go check it out if you're a Rudiger fan. There was a lot of gems in there. But yeah, man, let's get into our teams, bro. Let's get into our teams. So might as well start with the games today. Both Chelsea and United played today. Chelsea played against one of the teams that actually has been giving some teams this trouble this year. Nottingham Forest. It was at the Stamford Bridge. We drew 0-0 or 1-1. Excuse me. Nottingham Forest scored first off a set piece from James Ward-Prowse. Kind of got played in the middle, was flicked on, and Chris Wood scored. Then about 5-10 minutes later, Nani Madueke comes back with a goal to equalize. And then the second half kind of was slow for a little bit, and then the last 13 minutes of extra times served to have a little bit more excitement. I don't really have a lot to say about this game. I have two main points. One, and I said this before we started recording, but Nottingham Forest, like, I see why they gave Liverpool some trouble, because they're defensively sound, and when you look at this team, they're built of players that have been in the Premier League before. You know, a lot of the guys have been on top 4 teams, top 6 teams, whatever you want to call it. And last year they kind of went through their lumps, but now that they've been in the Premier League for a year, now that they've actually gotten a few more players this summer, I feel like they feel like they can compete with anyone. You know, when you look at their team, they have Chris Wood, who was at Newcastle not too long ago. They have another Chelsea guy in Callum Hudson-Odoi. They have a lot of, you look at their team, they have a lot of players. They have Anthony Elanga, who was just at United. So when you look at the teams that we root for, there were just a lot of guys that were on our squad a few years ago. Now on this Nottingham Forest, who is kind of like a ragtag group, but they have a lot of talent. So defensively, they're sound. And Ola Aina, I mean, he was another Chelsea guy, and he left a while ago. But what he's been able to do is, one, stay in the Premier League, and now he's one of the best right backs, right wingers in the league. Like, he is. You know, offensively, he can provide. Defensively, he's a force. You're not really getting through him. And so when you look around this squad, they have a lot of guys. And for me, my main point is I'm glad that this Chelsea team didn't hold their heads down. After we got scored on first, we didn't kind of just sulk and go into a lull where for 10-15 minutes we kind of were just on the back foot. We got scored on and we were instantly back on the front foot, and that's what I like to see in this team, and that's how I know Maresca's got the mindset right. You know, he's got this team full of confidence and saying, hey, there's going to be lumps, but as long as we able to stick to the game plan, stick to what we're used to, we should be able to get through most instances. And I think today, unfortunately, we weren't able to get the 3 points, even being up a man in the second half. But I don't know. I think Forest is a formidable team. Shout out to them. And for us, I think it just shows that we're not quite there yet. We're a good team, and we're still top 4, no matter what it says. But this is why I said, for us to finish top 4 at the end of the year, it's going to be a very, very tough battle, because these are the matches where championship type teams get the 3 points. And unfortunately, we weren't able to convert. So that's why I'm saying we're not quite there yet. But this game could have gone either way. I mean, it was back and forth. We could have lost. We could have won. I'm just glad to get out with the point, to be honest.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gabriel. Sorry.
No, I just want to say something quick. You know, they're saying Nottingham Forest is like the second best defensive team in the league, right? They're saying they're no. I've seen reports that we were saying, like, I haven't really watched Nottingham Forest this season that much, but
them and Liverpool have the least goals scored against. So Liverpool has 6, I believe, and they have 5. I mean, and think about it, they beat Liverpool. They snuck them 1-0. So it's when you look at the way this team is constructed, it's a very formidable squad. You know what I mean?
Liverpool,
like, and I haven't.
Liverpool only have 2 goals against.
Yeah, and I believe they have 5 or 6 today. Today gives them 6. Yeah. So they have the second least goals against in the league, only against Liverpool, who they managed to get a result against. So when you look at this team, like, I mean, I haven't watched them play either. So yeah, I watched highlights when they played Liverpool just to see how they were able to get the win. But when you look at this team, I mean, Morgan Gibbs-White, what he was able to do with the team, he's their number 10. I mean, he's dangerous, bro. He's very, very dangerous. So there's a lot of good things about Nottingham Forest, and for Chelsea, I'm glad we were able to get the result and just get our point, because this is the game last year we would have lost. I'll say that much, and I'll give it over to Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I think you made some very good points. We have to give Nottingham Forest their credit. Came in, held us. You know, were defensively sound. Even going forward, they were dangerous. But I would say today was a Sanchez game for me. Came through big. made some saves in the end that would have ended in a goal if he didn't make the save. So, with him, all the mistakes he made last week, coming in this week, improving himself, keeping the score line at 1-1. That's all I could ask for. This team has showed us that they're improving and they're doing better each week. We see them improve in a lot of aspects of the game. I mean, defensively, we're still poor. I mean, we were beat again on on a set piece, and that has seemed to be the kind of our MO this season, being able to defend set pieces. So that aspect of the game, I would like to see some improvement. But overall, I'm proud of the boys. I mean, Nani getting his goal, he hasn't scored or assisted since his hat trick, so it was good to see him get back on the score sheet. The subs made sense. I believe they were the right subs that were made. Mudryk came in, gave a couple of impressive crosses, which should have ended up in the back of the net. But credit to the Forest keeper. But overall, I'm satisfied. We go into the international break in the top 4. There's still that confidence. There's still that hope. We are headed in the right direction. So as a fan base, this scoreline shouldn't, deter us from, what we have ahead of us. I think we just keep supporting the team. They'll come good for us. But today was, you were hoping to get the win, but you don't walk away, angry or, concerned. So 1-1 is okay for us today.
I understand. I honestly, I feel you.
Yeah.
You guys are on the right path.
Yeah.
You're definitely on the right path. I mean, I didn't think you guys would be this good this quickly, honestly. And honestly, the additions that you made are like, bro, you guys got Pedro Neto, bro. Like, I've always wanted him. We've been linked so many times. I'm just like, bro, gladly I would take him. Because every time we used to play Wolves, he used to score against us or have an assist or something. And I'm just like, bro, I would gladly take Pedro Neto, man. And you guys got him. I'm just like, and we're sitting here with Sterling, can't even. But yeah, no, you guys are. I know you guys are definitely ahead of schedule, and I think Maresca obviously has a lot to do with that too. I think this is the manager to turn this around.
Absolutely,
these little Pep's sons, they're doing their things. When they get into when they get their managerial roles, from what I'm seeing so far, at least I know Maresca's he's still early into what he's doing, but still he looks proper. He looks proper.
Yeah, I think one day we would have to make a video on Pep's coaching tree because it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea's definitely headed in the right direction, and I agree with Mike. Going into the international break, top 4, I mean, this is not what I would have expected 7 matches into the year, but I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. So we move forward to the second match that happened today. 0-0, Salam. Manchester United versus Aston Villa. And I know you gave a little smirk, but to be honest, for United, this is a great result. You know what I'm saying? With all the heat that's coming on Ten Hag right now. I told you before the game, with this lineup, I thought y'all was barbecue chicken. I thought the lineup was weak. I looked at your back line,
barbecue,
and Rajat said, Rajat, who's been on the podcast, he said Ten Hag's job on the line, and he starts the 2018 Leicester center back pairing, and I started cracking up because I'm like, that's honestly insane. Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire, like, think about that. Insanity. So for you guys to hold 0-0 and get a result, hold this Unai Emery squad that's been balling these last few months, what was your take on the game, and did you think you had the chance to get 3 points?
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I want to thank everyone.
Yeah. You know, yeah, man, it was a tough watch. Like you said, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, a draw, getting a point at Villa Park, a top four team, a competitive team, is a good result in terms of the table. But man, it's a tough watch, man. It's a very tough watch, and honestly, like I don't know, bro. It's just tough because game to game, there's really nothing that is really gonna inspire you going forward. We just got done talking about Chelsea, and it's just like you can kind of see the direction they're going. You can kind of you have a little bit of optimism based off of the performances that you're seeing week in week out, and it's tough. And it's tough when the manager, quite frankly, like makes decisions that I just don't understand. It just seems like he goes against his own like decisions. Like I don't understand why some of these players that you have brought in for big money can't get any time. Like why are they not getting any minutes? Ugarte, he didn't play midweek. Like why is he not playing today? Like I just don't get it. It clearly shows that you have a lack of trust in some of these people that you brought in. But then again, like why did we bring them in? These are obviously voids that we needed in the team. These are, voids that needed to be supplemented because the people that were there before, quite frankly, just weren't getting the job done. So, I mean, I thought it was incredibly gutsy to drop Lissandro and Delip. I think he obviously was sending a message to both of them and I guess the team. But again, it's even that, like it's kind of like he's kind of like a hypocrite, I have to say, because you can drop those two, you can even sub Marcus Rashford off. Someone that you really, what I'm saying, like obviously support, but it's like I don't know, man. How Bruno plays 90 minutes today, just after the week you've had,
He's your
like
captain, man.
No, but again, Gabriel, that shows me something. That tells me something that clearly he's afraid to take him off, I believe, because I think that if he takes him off, it's a very big influential person in the dressing room. I believe that, his control over the team looks very fragile because it's like it doesn't matter what this guy does if he plays a 10 out of 10 or a 0 out of 10. And I'm not putting all of this on him, obviously, but I just, I would like to see my manager make decisions that are going to benefit the team. And, you have to do what's best for the team always. We saw Arteta a few games ago. You took off Saka, probably one of the best, talking about player of the year early. He's definitely one of the candidates for sure. One of the best players in the Premier League, taken off. Why? Because at that point in the game, a player of his profile is not what we needed. So, I just think that just game to game, like I just think that we're gonna get a lot of these just inconsistent decisions and results because it's hard for the team to build some sort of continuity based off of all the changes that you make. We talk about, he had to drop the two today because he needed to rotate. Well, if you did a better job of rotating up until the start of the season, you wouldn't have to, drop your top players in probably one of the toughest places to play in the Premier League. So for me, man, it's just real. It's getting difficult to kind of.
Can I ask you this? So I mean you're speaking about him talking about rotating players.
Yeah.
Midweek in Europa League, takes off Rashford at halftime.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that?
I don't really think too much about things like that just because again, I just feel as if no player is too big to be taken off, regardless of who you are. Obviously, if you're not a player of a certain stature, we can give those guys the benefit of the doubt. If it's an off day, it's an off day. But again, respectfully, none of my players are players that like warrant staying on,
But you don't think
the game.
his performance during that first half warranted him at least staying on for more than 45? Because he had a goal and an assist.
No,
I mean, you
yeah,
don't think he was probably looking at this game this
I
weekend too?
respectfully, bro, respectfully, kudos to Rashford. Got the goals and assists. He played awful. Absolutely awful that half.
Man,
I am
sometimes
not
it be like
by
that.
any means
Ugh.
by any means I'm not blinded
Yeah,
by
that's fair.
again
That's fair.
for
You're
anybody
the
who
United
doesn't.
fan.
I watched the game. I
Yeah.
watched it. I don't know if you guys watched the game. For anybody who just, if you look at the game obviously and just say, oh, you see a goal and assist, you would think,
He
you
balled
know,
out.
yeah, no, this is no, I'm not.
I just
Respectfully,
wanted
I'm
to
just
take
not.
your
I'm not.
temperature on that.
Yeah, no,
You know?
I don't consume the game that way. I look at it for what it is, and quite frankly, like it just wasn't good enough. I felt as if, especially some of the effort. Again, we're talking about things that I feel like as professionals, I didn't think we would need to be talking about, but just from an effort standpoint, man, when it comes to that guy, like I think he's very talented, but some of the application, bro, is just not there. In the modern game, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do a little bit more. Everybody has offensive and defensive responsibilities, regardless of where you are. You know, I always I coach youth soccer. I tell my keeper, you're my first attacker. I tell my striker, you're my first defender. That's a U14 team. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, I shouldn't feel like I have to say that, but to answer your question, Mike, I felt like he was warranted to be taken off. I think Bruno, quite frankly, has had 3 very poor games. I mean, I hate that. It's not all on him, but just a study needs to be conducted. Bro, the
14 prem games.
Bro, the
Yeah.
fall off
Of
the
Bruno,
fall off
you're right.
is crazy.
Yeah.
In all of sports, I've never seen like,
Yeah.
wow, bro. And
He's a
it's
real
like,
double
this is the
agent.
last thing that I'll say though. It's just like the hardest thing for him is like playing simple, simplifying his game. Everything has to be a worldy. Everything has to be an outside of the foot pass. Everything has to be, you know, this or that. And I just feel as if, you know, if we had a little bit more, you know, possession-based players in the team, you would see a little bit of continuity and a rhythm, especially when we get into the attacking third. So, you know,
That's
essentially
fair.
more of the same, which is frustrating. to
Where are
see.
you on your manager?
This will be the. I actually said this to you, Mike, before we started. I believe if you're going to sack the manager, it has to be now. And it has to be now because it's the international break. You have 2 weeks to prepare, you know, for whoever's going to come in and be that interim. And quite frankly, like you got to salvage the season. When you look at the season as a whole, like look at us where we are in Europe. It's not ideal, but like we can still salvage something out of that. When you look at the Premier League table, again, we're not in an ideal spot, but you know, if we were to make a move now, we could potentially save this season. So if he was going to get the sack, I feel like it would have to be like now.
When's the next international break?
I think this is the last one.
This is the last one
in this calendar year.
This calendar year. Oh, yeah. Honestly, yeah, I don't blame you. You can't do it before the window. Right during the window. Yeah. So, yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. Kerry has been on to something. He said, "Get this manager out of here for time."
No, I hear from Kerry a lot. Kerry's probably
yeah. I know he be in your DM, like,
bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, I gotta duck you too, man. I'm about to leave it. I gotta, damn, man. I see that Trinidad and Tobago flag in my DMs, and I was like,
man, because man, some of his decisions, bro. I'm just.
I mean, he's right. Kerry's right though. In a lot of aspects, it's just like again, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like it's hard. Like when I just feel like sometimes, like Rajad said, bro. Like your game's on the line. Sometimes it looks like you want to get the sack. Like you just
you know crazy.
If he were though, what I read today was if he were, I mean, he gets 17 million in like compensation. And
because y'all gave him that 2-year extension. Yeah. He won a cup. He won 2 cups.
You know what I'm saying? He could literally take the rest of the calendar year off, and by then someone in world football will
Yep.
probably be on the
Want
hot seat.
him.
So yeah, man, it's we'll see what happens, but it's gonna be an
Yeah.
interesting 48 hours for sure.
Yeah. Uh, man, do you see somebody like? Do you see someone on the radar that, or
Oh
I
yeah,
guess you guys have Rude in the tuck.
oh yeah,
You have Rude in the tuck.
Yeah,
oh
man.
yeah.
Look, listen. This
So,
this this
That's why
agenda
he
has
broke.
big. This agenda has begun
so
as soon
that's
as
why
he
you
got
that's why
added
you sitting calm, right? That's why
to
you
the
sitting
staff.
calm.
Yeah, I'm not bothered.
You know
No,
what I'm
look
saying?
look at what Rudy was doing in Holland. Yeah, it's not a big league. It's not the Premier League, but he has PSV in the Champions League.
Yeah,
Literally, that was his doing.
yeah.
So I don't know. It might not be the same league, but onto something.
Nah,
So,
listen. This agenda has begun as soon as he was added to the staff.
oh yeah,
The
yeah.
Nah,
next
but
report,
bro,
the next
he
report out of United. Oh, all the
he
strikers are just gravitating towards Rude.
Gabriel,
They're just.
bro.
I listen. I
The
knew this has
misconception
been
though,
coming. This
the
has been
misconception
coming.
about that,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
misconception about that is that bringing Rudin was a Eric Ten Hag signing. He wanted him in.
Which
So
was
Which
like,
makes
smart.
sense.
wasn't
Both
Smart.
Dutch guys. It makes
yeah,
sense.
no, but I hear you though. Like it would make sense for him to take over at least like in the interim,
Mhm.
but it's not as if like United brought him in and said, "Here's your number two," because we have this long term vision of you replacing him. This was Eric Ten Hag saying, "I want him on my coaching staff." So
I no, I
you
hear
got to
that,
But
think.
but
but at
he
the
didn't
same
know he was
time,
making his hot seat even hotter by bringing
I
Rude
mean,
in. Like
exactly.
he
yeah,
That's
probably
he
didn't
didn't
see
know
that's
that,
the
that,
but
point.
now the
I
powers
mean,
that be are looking at Rude like, okay, you're already a United guy. There's already a fit here. We've already seen what you can do. Why not just plug in? You know what I mean? It's
if we're
very
gonna
easy to
sack the
insert him
manager,
now that he's already there.
I
yeah,
can
I
see
mean,
them giving Rude the rest of the season, and if they see some improvement, it's like, all right, maybe we'll give you another year. Like I'm not saying, I understand it's a Ten Hag signing, but the reality is the reality. He brought him
no, I
in,
mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, it
and
could be, but I'm just letting you know what the facts are. It's not like
no, I know,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
it's
I know
not
it's
the
Ten Hag.
there's not like a master plan behind it. It was just
yeah.
this is who I think, and I think it was the correct signing. Like you said, he's familiar with the club, with the league. So like, and he's Dutch. Apparently, if you're Dutch, you're linked to United. So I mean, yeah, man, we'll see what happens. But um, yeah,
No, I feel that. I feel that. We'll see what's going on after the international break. But, moving on backwards to our Saturday match, we saw Arsenal get a pretty convincing 3-1 win. Gabriel, how do you feel about this Arsenal team, even though you're starting to see them kind of start to drop on the table? Now that you see Liverpool in first place, City in second, you guys are in third. Points wise, you guys are right there, of course. But as far as how you look at the Premier League table, does this worry you? I know it's early in the season, but as far as your team, how do you think you stack up against the rest of the top four?
I really could care less about the table right now. Like, I'm not looking at the table at all, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it's so early. There's really no point. I mean, I understand. I'll understand. I'll look at the table if we're dropping points, obviously, but we're top three. We're exactly where we need to be. We're 1 point off, first. Teams are going to continue to win until, they drop points. So I'm not really looking at it right now. I'll probably look at it, in probably another 7 weeks. That's when I really start looking at the table. Like, okay, like what are teams really looking like, a third into the season. But yeah, no, this weekend, honestly, it was frustrating, bro. First and foremost, I just want to say that Arteta just needs to give away this Partey right back experiment. We've tried it. This is maybe our third to fourth time. It just does not work. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It's never worked. And I understand what you're trying to do, but it doesn't work, bro. You've tried it in every which way. You've tried it against City. You've done it against Southampton. It has not worked, fam. just let it go. Just let it go. But yeah, honestly, I can see we miss Odegaard a lot in these matches, But I was just really frustrated I just think we got the tactics wrong in the beginning. I just don't think this Partey experiment should have happened at all. I don't think. I understand what he was trying to do with putting Kai Havertz in the midfield, but obviously that doesn't work either. Jesus, you know, I see what he was trying to do. You know, give guys minutes, give guys some time to, this is Southampton. We should go and score 6 goals. You know what I mean? This is one of those matches. Give guys some confidence, keep them sharp. But some of these guys just did not look good. And as soon as our subs came on, as soon as we got scored on, which was a wake up call, like we dominated the first 15 minutes. I think we're going to score, and then it just deads. It just goes dead. The life kind of got sucked out of the stadium. Wasn't as loud. People were just waiting for the goal. Like, what's going on? And nothing was getting created. And as soon as we got scored on, then it's like, oh yeah, it's time to wake up now. Like we're not dropping points to Southampton if you want to win the league. And the subs, all warranted. Every person that came off, I feel like it was the right decision. And immediately you saw the change. We started playing a lot quicker, a lot faster. And it was frustrating for the first 65 minutes. Like I was sitting there like, what am I watching? If I'm being completely honest, I was like, this is absolutely terrible. But especially at home, that's what makes it worse. I feel like we should just be dominating these teams at home. Like I don't feel like we should ever be. I don't know. Like we're at home, bro. Like we have to, if we want, we have to pretty much win every game at home if we want to win the league. That's how I look at it. You have to. How many of these teams, Liverpool, City, they go undefeated at home for 40 matches. Yeah. Like you have to do that, bro. You have to. If you want to win the league, you have to do this. And so the first 65 minutes for me were just so frustrating. But once we made the subs, we had a little wake up call. We came back to life and got a goal quickly and made it happen. So yeah, I'm happy about the the performance. We just like one of those we move, but this is 2 weeks in a row now that we've we've blown a lead, and then we had to come back from 1-0 down at home, and it's like, why are we struggling against these teams? In my opinion, like this team wasn't bought and put together to be struggling against these teams. I know it's new, but this is the same lineups, bro. Like why is this happening? So it's a little concerning, but we're getting these points. It's not luck either. It's not one of those, we got lucky this. Like, no, we're coming back and we're kind of in a sense like doing the same thing that City does. City will go down 1-0. They went 1-0 down against Fulham this week, and then they came back Kovacic with 2 goals. Quick. So we kind of have that. Yeah, which never happens, but
he gets 1. The fact that he got 2 was insane.
Yeah, it's insane. Whoever hit that bet is crazy. But yeah, no, it's just we kind of have that effect now too. So I kind of have to understand that, that just comes with being dominant. But at the same time, I don't like to see that. You know what I mean? But happy with the result. Saka another 2 assists and a goal, doing his thing.
He's on fire.
Yeah, he's and I'm looking at him like I want you to score more, but it's like, bro, you're it's like you're in most of our goal involvements, so I can't even be mad. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I said I want you to score more, he puts in a goal, yesterday. So yeah, no, I couldn't be. I feel like he has friendly competition in Cole Palmer. Like Cole Palmer's emergence is like, nah. I'm going to push you to the limits. Who's really going to be the best? And Cole Palmer's been balling out. Every match is either goal and assist for him, another assist for him today. So I feel like he's also looking at his counterparts like, nah, if I want to be considered world class and this on the third, I have to ball out just like these guys. And 7 assists in the first 7 matches. Crazy. I don't know.
That right wing spot for England, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, no, it's nuts. You can put Foden there, you can put Cole Palmer there, you can put Saka there. Like
who do you think is winning that race right now, based off of this season?
Honestly, I would.
I mean, Foden's not in there. I'm saying between Saka.
It's between Saka and CP.
Honestly, and this is me being
biased,
completely honest. It's biased, but it's me being completely honest. I would put Cole Palmer there just because he scores more.
Wow.
Just because he scores more. Like
what I would say?
Palmer's a 10.
I'll say you
bro.
keep Saka there
You
and put Palmer in the 10, take Foden out.
Yeah, Palmer's a 10.
or
bro.
do
You
that,
gotta
or do
keep both
that.
on the field.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
If
would
you're
why
do
putting
that.
one at right wing though, like I honestly, like I'm biased. I want to keep Saka there, but if I'm just stacking up the players, bro, Cole Palmer scores a lot of goals,
Bro,
bro.
he scores a lot.
Like I know he scored 4 just last week, but he scores a lot. Like this is going back to
Different
last year.
ways. I mean,
And
set
different, yeah,
piece,
and like, and I'm not saying
bangers,
Saka, yeah,
even
in
the
different
left foot
ways
near,
too.
even the left foot near post goal. Like that was one of those just little snapshots. He's getting it quickly. Like he's seeing a
Mhm.
slight angle and he's getting it before the keeper can react.
Yeah, and
These
it's
are
just
different
like,
type of goals he's scoring. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
and Saka scores. Don't get it twisted. You know, like Saka, what 15 goals last year, or something, 12, 13 goals, something like that last year. Like he scores goals, but bro, Cole Palmer's putting up. I expect he's probably going to put up another 20 goal season. You know what I mean? Like that this based on his numbers already. That's where he's trajecting or going towards. So that's his trajectory. So if I'm just looking at
looking
wingers
at
and what I want them to, yeah, I mean, obviously I think Saka fits what they're doing right now, but I think they both need to start, bro.
Yeah,
They both
I
need to
mean,
start
Foden
I
is the
agree.
odd man out.
I
right
agree.
now. Yeah, for sure.
10. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
these
wanted to
are.
ask you this one more thing. Sorry to cut you off, but you
No,
spoke about some of the positions like Partey at right back, Havertz playing, in the midfield. How do you feel about Gabriel Jesus and Sterling starting? Because I know most of you Arsenal fans are getting tired of, Martinelli's, unproductivity. Uh,
Martinelli's been productive these past 2
yeah,
matches,
but
bro.
that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you saw the change and then
I
it
think,
didn't
but
seem like it worked.
okay. To answer your first question about Sterling and Jesus, I knew they were going to start. Honestly, like I felt it. I was like, they're going to start. One of them's going to start for sure. Because we got, like I said, we need guys to stay sharp. We need guys to get confidence and be confident on the bench because we have a lot of matches. That's just the reality of it, right? So I wanted to see what they looked like, and they didn't really do much. And Martinelli last match, I think what he had an assist or a goal. I forgot what he had last match. Yeah, he had a goal last match, and it was good. It wasn't good to see them not do well, but it's good to see the competition in the team because I feel like this woke Martinelli up. I feel like no one was really competing for his spot outside of maybe Trossard. And now that we have guys that, I mean, we can put 4 different guys at left wing. You know what I mean? We have Martinelli, we have Trossard, we have what's it called? Sterling, we have Jesus. You know what I mean? So that's 4 different guys you could put at left wing if you really wanted to. So it's like you have to be on your A game all the time. And I feel like Martinelli is, been in a slump recently, but I feel like now he's seeing, oh, these guys are in the team. This is how these guys, I don't know, maybe it's how you guys train, I don't know what it is, but I feel like something has now awoken in him. And we need one of these guys to be firing at all times. That's just the reality of it. We need one of our wingers to always. Saka will always get his. Obviously, I mean, like he will always do what he needs to do. I don't have to worry about him. Like I said, I'm not worried about Saka. Saka will progress as he needs. He just needs to stay healthy. That's it. But on the left side, it's competition, bro.
Yeah.
It's competition, and you have to eat what you kill. Like you eat what you like. You have to get it done. You have to get it done. And Jesus hasn't been there. Sterling, it's going to take him some time to integrate into the team. You know what I mean? He just came. But Martinelli, you've been here for time, bro. You know what I mean? Been here for a little bit now. We need you to be on your A game. You haven't been, and maybe these guys pushing you in training and pushing you to be better that's why we're getting these, at least these past 2 matches, better performances. So yeah, man. It was, like I said, it was a tough match to watch. I was happy that we got the goals at the end, but yeah, man. Some of these guys, guys will go in and out of form. And like I said, as long as one of my left wingers is in form, I'm good. And that can be Trossard too. Because like I said, Trossard is he's kind of our big moment player. You know what I mean? So As long as we have one of these guys scoring, assisting, I'm good, bro. Kai Havertz, like I said, he will do what he needs to do. What did I say? What did I say about Kai Havertz? If he did almost I think 20 GA or almost 20 GA last year with half of the season playing in the midfield, this season I expect big numbers from you. And what is he doing? He's almost scoring every single game, or it has some type of goal involvement. Like I'm content with my team, bro. I'm not happy about how we looked, but we're doing what we need to do. 3 points, we move. International break, guys can rest, get their legs back, whatever. Timber, I want to see you back on the pitch. Just the honest truth. Ben White, I also want to see you too, but Timber, I definitely want to see you back on the pitch. And in 2 weeks, I expect everyone. Hopefully, no one gets hurt on the international break. I hope that for all your teams too. Like not even mine, but all you guys teams, and come back because we have some big matches coming up, bro. We see Liverpool soon. League leaders right now. We see Liverpool really, really soon. So
that's gonna be
for sure. You know what I mean? Like we've already seen City. You know what I mean? We're seeing the league leaders, and it's very, very soon. So. Yeah, man. I want everyone healthy. We're in a good spot. We're in a very, very good spot. And what did Arnie Slot say? He hasn't played a top team. You'll see a top team very soon, fam. Very soon. Very, very soon. I just listen, bro. Very soon, because
I love it.
I want to touch on Liverpool, but
I love the Cinderella story.
I want to touch on Liverpool, but
Cinderella
very
story
soon.
is
The
crazy.
Premier League darling right now. Go ahead, let's talk about it. Liverpool.
I want
I'm
to.
just saying,
I'm just laughing because Salam's had an agenda.
The season's long, bro. It's a long season.
Yeah, no. I
said
listen.
Liverpool will make
What
top
did
four.
I just
We
say?
got more than 30 matches left.
Arnie said we haven't seen a top team yet. You will see one
that's fine.
soon, fam.
I remember Big Ange talking like this, and then
yeah,
that's all good. I'll be there.
Speaking of Liverpool, though, man, what do you guys think? Because
wait till I want to see when they have their first real test. Just being completely honest,
it's us.
And we're there.
It's us.
Wait,
we're
is y'all
play? Test. It's us.
When do y'all play them?
What Chief Keef say at the top? It's just us.
Wait. When do y'all play them?
Next, when we come back from
the week before
international break. Okay, bet. So yes, I want to see what they look like against Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly.
we're alluding to it, so we might as well, I guess, get into predictions and then we can do shout outs and all that.
No, I want to say this before we move. I wanted us to touch on Liverpool a little bit. I know we're kind of past time,
haven't
but
played anyone real, bro.
That was my reaction last week. Was okay. So are we seeing the the benefit of having Klopp's team, or is this guy actually good? That
was a very good weekend highlight recap. I like that.
We haven't really touched on it. Thank you. We haven't really touched that on the pod. Where do you guys stand on Arnie so far?
I think it's that new manager buzz.
Okay.
Whenever guys get a new manager, buzzing, and listen, their matchups have been very favorable.
Oh yeah,
they haven't played anyone really real.
Even their one loss. Look at
they haven't played anyone really real yet.
What about their one loss?
I mean, it came from Forest, but
and again, that's what I'm saying. I keep bringing it up. I see how they snuck Liverpool, because if you're a defensively sound team who isn't really going to push forward and then take your chances where you can kind of shock this squad, because they want to run with you.
I thought they had so much firepower. I thought,
No, it wasn't that because if you look at the highlights, Liverpool had mad chances to score. They just didn't convert. It was just Forest getting, the one chance and converting, to be honest.
That's fair.
Even the Chelsea match, like today, they didn't really have much. Until the very end, they didn't have much. Mm-hmm. But when they got their few chances, like they were dangerous. And so you just have to be clinical against Liverpool. But yeah, man, they sorry to cut you off, but to I don't know. To comment, Mike, I think that they do have the benefit of that Klopp team. I said that from the jump. They didn't do much over the summer. They had one signing. This is the same exact team. So this is just them having a conference with this new manager and saying, "Hey, this already been working, bro. Like, can you just help us in these few areas?" That's what it sounds like to me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we come out.
It's hard for me to judge him because I when I watch, I'm like, okay, I'm still watching Klopp's team. Like, let's be for real, you know. So it's like I can't really tell if. I mean, it's hard to mess this Liverpool team up. If you're a manager coming in that's seen how these guys have played together, you know, for these past few seasons, and then you come in and try to do something completely different, you're just stupid.
Yeah.
Let them keep doing what they've been doing, and that's how I see it. I don't look at Slaughter and like he's doing something crazy. He's literally just letting them do what they did, you know, before he got there. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to admit, obviously, they've had like a great start to the season, and I mean, what he said was right. I mean, he hasn't really faced a tough opponent. I don't think the game against us by any means was tough for him. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think he's had a fantastic start. I don't want to take anything away from him. I think what you do have to give him credit for is coming in, you see what they want to do. Oh, you see what how they want to play. So I think that there's a lot of benefits from taking over what's already a pretty established team. But I think the test against Chelsea, and then they'll have to play Arsenal not too far after that. I think it's back to back actually. So yeah, and
I want to see what they
about
do
a
against
month.
Chelsea.
It's exactly back to
In
back.
about a month, we'll see. I just want to note. I just want to note.
Yeah, I want to see
already having to put your shoulder around players when they're getting subbed off. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
No, I hear you, bro. I really want to see. I really want to see what Liverpool does against Chelsea, bro.
Slotty behavior.
I want to see. And it's at home. And it's at home. Don't take an L at home, bro.
Is that
because
Anfield?
you're gonna come to the Emirates. It's gonna be smoked.
We might as well. We might as well get into predictions.
Listen, it's at Anfield. Listen, if Men's loses at Anfield, nah, fam. Come to the Emirates, gonna get slapped up. You're gonna get slapped up.
So let's get into predictions, Mike. We have this international break, and then we come back October 20th. Chelsea versus Liverpool at Anfield. Man, I want all the smoke. 2-1 Chelsea.
Yeah.
2-1 Chelsea.
I would say
I'm confident in this team. If we don't win, I'd see a draw. But going into Anfield, I'm confident, actually. I'm really confident. Liverpool looks beatable. I don't know if what's his name will be back. The left back will be back by then.
Robertson.
Robertson. But if we have to go against Tsimikas, I mean, I feel good about that.
He played a little bit today.
No, I don't think it was Tsimikas. Yeah.
Was this?
I think Robertson is out. I might be wrong, but I think Robertson is out. But I'm confident. I'm confident in this team.
Robertson came in as a sub. He got 10 minutes.
Oh, he came in. Okay. Then he's good. Well,
yeah, he's back.
Hopefully we if we get a full lineup, I'm still confident. I think we can get a result at Anfield.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho once said the Premier League, the table is a reflection of where you are. And as that pertains to my team, we are five points above the relegation zone. Who knows?
We've all
by
been
the time
I've been there, yeah.
By the time we prepare for this Brentford game, we may have a new manager. Who knows? Yeah, it'll be an interesting 2 weeks. I'll be honest, man. I don't know how long Wissa's out for. I don't know if he's back already.
No, he'll be out for a while.
He's out for a minute. I thought they said 3 months when.
Yeah, well, even without him, I feel like it's still going to be difficult. Brentford scores. That's one thing about them. I said that
early. Another goal in like a minute and a half today.
Bro,
what is going on?
They get it in quick, but
they smacked Wolves too, 4-2.
No,
Or
5-3.
5-3. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, 5-3.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. If we don't lose, I'm gonna go for a draw. I think that seems like a realistic.
If we don't lose,
If this current regime stays, I think that's just kind of where we are, man.
Do you think
think-
you think he'll be your manager next match?
I just
honest
don't think
opinion,
No,
tomorrow,
honest
bro. It would have to
opinion.
happen tomorrow.
personal opinion.
If you're
Personal.
asking me, I think he stays.
Okay.
But like my point earlier, I just feel as if if and this is really when you have to look at Ineos. I'll keep it short, but this is really where you have to look at Ineos, the people in charge, and being like, okay, like what's the plan here? Do you feel confidence in this guy, or can you guys show that you guys do have the power that you say you have, and you bring in someone with with an idea. But I personally think he stays. I think his time, we'll see. Could be Christmas, could be tomorrow, but
Yeah,
I'm slowly starting to believe that we may not finish the season with him.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to think he would be around when the results just don't improve. The style of play don't improve. It's hard to see any progression when it's the same. You can keep hope, but if you're not scoring and you're not keeping it out either, what kind of hope are you holding on to? See, if you're scoring and at least you're not conceding, you're like, hey, at least we're playing good defense. If you're not getting scored on and you're not scoring either, hey, at least you're holding.
Yeah,
but you don't hold, you don't score. It's like hard to okay, where's the real progression here? So I don't know. Like you said though, this might be the right time, perfect window to do it. But we'll see.
I think this is the right time. If you guys don't get rid of him, bro, it's going to be. It might be a. Remember when Chelsea was like 13th? Yeah. Remember when Chelsea was 13th that one season?
We were 15th as well.
15th, yeah. It might be one of those, fam. It might be one of those.
And when you look at it, bro, everyone's only played 7 matches, so there's only 21 total points to be had, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be in week 29 or 28, looking when there's so many points. Now these 3 points, they don't move you from 8th place to 6th place.
Exactly. That's what our issue was.
They keep you right where you at in the middle of the table. And so it's easier to nip it in the bud before it's too many points, and then you can't really climb how you want to climb. Because trust me, Chelsea last year, the fact we even made it to 6th place was a miracle.
Yeah.
Was a miracle from where we were the first half of the year. So just speaking from experience, you want to get points early and often. And if you can't get them early, it gives you a lot more wiggle room later in the year.
Yeah.
Who y'all play, Gabriel?
We see Bournemouth, I believe, away. Let me just.
This is like you guys got like a lot of tough games out of the way. I feel like early.
Yeah.
We saw Spurs early, got a dub. City early, saw Villa early. So yeah, this is a kind of our chill period until we see. Well, I mean, we have tough games coming up, but yeah. Anyway, we see Bournemouth away. I fully expect us to get 3 points. I don't care how ugly it is. I want us to get back to getting clean sheets. I feel like we've just been getting scored on, and I don't like that. We had the Golden Gloves winner for a reason, and I'm not going to say it wasn't he didn't have any part in it, because he definitely had a part, but defensively is because we were sound. And recently, I don't feel like we've been that sound. Like I feel like teams keep sneaking the goal on us for whatever reason. So I want to go away, get a clean sheet, 2-0, and move, because we have Champions League, and then we see Liverpool after that. So yeah.
I agree with you, because if you look at like the progression you guys have made, you shouldn't be conceding as much.
And we shouldn't, bro. Like there's no
last
reason.
Last year you went to that defensive stratosphere of tough to break down, tough to beat. We don't concede, and then it seems like this year you're just
We're
back.
conceding.
It's
ridiculous, and that's the thing. We spent more money on defenders, so it's like, and they're starting. Like so. Why are we getting scored on? I just don't.
Maybe them getting used to each other's style of play could be part of it.
I mean, like Calafiori looks good for sure, but I was watching him last match. Like, hey, Buddy be getting beat. Like, I'm not even trying to like Buddy be getting beat.
Maldini?
You gotta relax.
No, that's what they said, right?
They did say that.
And
they did say that
I
on
wasn't even
broadcast.
gonna bring it up. I wasn't
Yeah,
even.
they did say that on broadcast.
That's what they said.
Like, I didn't, bro. Come on, that's what.
These are the people on the TV that.
But these pundits too, they be setting these people up too. Like, why are you asking a question about Carvalho and Terry comparing to Guy? Like, even if you look at that, it's not unfair. And then you're saying Calafiori, like, come on, guys.
No, it's what they're trying to push, though.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Y'all know it's not even close.
The face fit,
We're not even gonna do that.
Just even career-wise, we're not even talking trophies or anything. It's just
he's played how many games?
He's played like
3 games.
I think we should.
He's played like 4 matches and he's already been injured. Like I'm not saying it's Maldini, but
you remember when they said Martial was the next Henry, man? I think this fits.
Yeah.
No,
this fits. I just don't see why not.
Maldini was not.
I think we should roll with it, man. I think we should roll with it.
But no, I think I'm just looking at last match. Like Buddy, now I'm not gonna lie, he makes some crazy tackles, like some crazy tackles. Like he is a great defender, but when he gets beat, it looks bad, bro.
He be tucking his. He be doing this. This is your defender, bro. Yeah. You got a nigga. I'm sorry. You got a player doing this. You know what I'm saying? That's your player.
We had a couple of those. We had Bellerin. Bellerin was doing that. The headband.
Pretty boy entertainment over there.
You got to engage in battle as a defender. I got to look over this moment. Nah, man. Let's do shout outs, man. Yeah, you guys. I'll go first.
I'll go first. So my shout out, and I wanted to save it for the end of the episode. My shout out is Paul Pogba, man, for just working behind the scenes to do whatever he had to do to appeal to get his ban from 4 years down to 18 months, which of most he has already served. So he will be eligible to play in the year 2025. Shout out Pogba, man. I think the world rejoiced when we heard that news this past week. Yep. And I'm just very, very happy for him as a player, as an African, because, he's only 31, he's 32. He still has a lot of left in the tank. And I think we were even saying that, when he first got the ban initially on the podcast, I think we all said it's tough for him to get this kind of in the prime of his playing career. I think he got hit with the ban when he was 29, 30 years old. So for him to be able to get some of those years back is huge. So just shout out to him. And I can't wait to see what happens. I just hope he stays in good health through the rest of his career. So that's me.
100%. Shout out Pogba, man. The world needs you back in football, man. Until you retire, bro. We need you back in football.
I saw a tweet that said Antoine Griezmann is going to unretire from the French national team after hearing that Pogba was back, because he's for the culture. So,
nah, man, that's a good one. Definitely shout out to Paul Pogba. I'll go next. Shout out Temwa Chewinga for tying the NWSL record for most goals in a season. I think it's a matter of time until she's crowned MVP. It's also a matter of time until we have a new record holder for the most goals in a season.
They got 4 games left in the regular season.
4 games. She may get 4 goals in 4 games at the rate that she's at. Even higher. So
probably more. Yeah.
Shout out to her, man. MVP.
Oh man. My shout out is to CJ Sapong, man, coming on the pod.
Damn, Mike, don't spoil it for people. Damn, you already. This is the end of the episode. Hopefully by now you're probably
Yeah,
gone.
Nobody's watching.
Yeah, a little sneak
Nah,
peek, little
they're
sneak
gonna
peek.
cut this out. Well,
Yeah,
my
Yeah,
shout
bro,
out, my
you-
shout out.
You might have.
Don't have to
it's all
cut
good,
that.
man. Hey, you know what? You deserve it. If you're still watching at this point, you deserve to know what's happening. I just don't say it to anybody else.
Anyways, my shout out is to the boys, man. The boys in blue. Always, boys in blue. Madueke, Saka GA.
Maduki.
Um,
I can't believe they said that about
How
him.
did that slide, by the way? How did that not go viral? That's
Shout
crazy.
out-
But anyways,
Shout out to the whoever does the announcer at the Ohio State stadium. He said Maduki. My God.
Hey, that was
He's probably thinking, like, this
crazy.
is why
That was
we don't come to
crazy.
this bullshit. This is why we don't come. To this
No, facts though. Facts.
That
Yeah.
is fact. That's why.
That's
This is why we don't
so
come to
crazy.
America.
Go ahead.
You Americans can't even pronounce my name.
My shout out, honestly, man. Shout out Saka. People saying he's not world class. Shout out,
is
my
he
man.
though? That's a whole new video, bro.
That's a whole new video, but
At this point in time,
He is.
but
at this moment in time, yes.
But not even in this moment in time. But people say, oh, he's not world class. All right,
But is
Over-
he?
shut him up real quick.
Over the last year, I think his resume has shown that he's world class.
Guys, I think of world class.
He just
I
has
think
to.
of-
He needs to win
It's
something.
the consistency.
He needs to win something. He
And
needs to win
yeah, just like we
something.
said,
When he wins something, then all
gotta
this
win
talk will go away. He wins a prem.
That's
He
fair.
wins a champion. All of this will go away.
He doesn't.
I'm
He doesn't
tired
need
of
a prem to be considered world class, though. He's world class. There's a lot of players who haven't necessarily won something big.
Yeah, but in this
that are
day and
still
age,
world
bro,
class.
people
In
don't.
this-
people
in
don't
this
look at-
climate-
yeah,
in this
bro, people
climate-
just look at these trophies, man. That's it.
in
They
this
see
climate.
Ronaldo and they see Messi and they say, "Where are your trophies, fam?"
But if
Where
you
you
think of right wingers right now, do you put Saka one? No doubt. I don't
Yeah.
think no.
I do.
I'm not talking about you as a
He's not over Vinny.
I'm talking
He's not
about
over
in the
Vinny.
world. I'm
He's
not
not
talking
over
about
who?
No, he's not over Vinny. Like what?
You're talking about world class.
Vinny's not a right winger. I'm talking about
Oh,
players who play on the
So
right
who we
side.
put-
on the right side. Yeah, on the
No,
right
it's
side.
right
literally
side.
him and Palmer. If you don't say Saka, it's Palmer, and if it's not Palmer, it's Saka.
You
In the
mean?
world or in the prem?
I mean, I think
Oh,
in the
yeah.
world.
Lamine?
I feel
I
like
forgot.
you can't-
Jamal-
Yeah, are
I
we
ain't
talking in the
gonna-
world or in the prem?
I mean,
feel like
is
you
Jamal
can't put the guy
better than
Because
those
in the
guys?
prem, we can for sure say those are the top two. Yeah,
So it's
Oh,
those
yeah.
three.
but
it's
we're
those
looking,
three.
but we're talking world class. We're saying
World.
world class.
Okay, hold on. You know what? Start
And
subsell.
let's table
Hold on,
this.
hold on.
I like
Start
this
subsell.
discussion.
Start subsell.
So.
You crazy.
Start subsell. You started it. Let's finish it.
Oh,
Jamal?
man,
Start
Oh,
subsell. Jamal,
Mm.
Cole Palmer, Saka. Who are you starting? Who are you subbing? Who are you
my
selling?
God.
Go ahead.
Lord.
I'm biased, but I'm starting Yamal. I'm
Yeah.
subbing Palmer and Saka. I'm sorry, you gotta go.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but
I
I'm sorry.
agree
That's
with
me. That's me.
I
Though.
agree
Yamal
with
is
that.
clearly
Switch. I ain't gonna lie. The way Jamal's been balling, he got to
he's
start.
17.
Yeah, it's
bro.
definitely
He's
Jamal-
17 years old.
He's one.
Jamal
Jamal-
won. Saka
Sure.
on the bench though. Cole Palmer, Saka on the bench.
I
But
agree with that one.
Who-
I agree with
Saka
like-
on the bench.
The thing is, the crazy part is we don't even really know Yamal's true peers because he's 17. Like
Nah,
the
bro.
people
Those
we
are his peers. Those are his peers.
Those are his peers, bro.
right,
Every right winger in the world, bro. But
It's
But
not
Cornelius has a
his
point.
peers.
He has a point.
You know what I mean? Like
Like,
his
these
true
guys are-
he has
peers,
no
peers.
You're an adult now, bro. You're an
Yeah,
adult.
I guess
You
so.
feel me? Like, you know.
He gets the adult treatment.
Yeah,
You
you
want to
don't
play
go
with the
down
big
there.
boys.
No more
But-
juvie for you.
But no, some of the
You
things
go
I've
to-
seen Jamal do, like that touch out of the air when he was playing the Euros, bro, just like
Like, what do you
perfect,
think?
exactly.
For
I
fun.
don't know, bro. His left foot is crazy. Like this is, yeah, what he's been doing.
It's
just
Messi
the
level.
IQ too.
It's
like,
it's
the-
Messi level. It's Messi level,
Bro,
bro.
Yeah.
what he's been doing with his left
Prediction
foot
of-
is been ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like Cole Palmer, Saka, they've been doing their things with their left foot, but bro, this kid,
Yeah.
I can't even call this kid truly a kid is crazy.
Even with him, like I would say world class, but I'm not saying it lightly because it's like
No,
yeah, you've been around. You haven't
we're
been
going-
around long enough.
and we're going over time, and maybe this is something we should do on the side, but I've noticed this over like the last couple of years, the emergence of left-footed players. You know, I feel like when we were growing up, you maybe saw one or two on a team
That
that
way,
wasn't the left back or the left winger.
Mhm.
Now you look at teams, and every team has 2 or 3 very, very talented left-footed attacking players, and I don't know when that happened,
We got
but
Anthony, and
Diallo.
Ahmad.
Yeah.
I like Ahmad, but Anthony,
Yeah, Anthony.
you know,
But-
Anthony is like a
but I don't know. But ever since the emergence of these left-footed players, the winger dynamic has shifted.
You're
You
right.
know, like they
Yeah.
started putting left-footed players on the
On
right,
the
right-footed
right,
players on the
yeah.
left, because it's like, oh, now I have a really good left-footed player who wants to shoot, so let me put him on the other side so we can
Robin.
cut in and so I don't know when that started to happen. It's been like the last 5 to 10 years, but it's just been cool to watch. But
I would say Robin opened that door because when he started doing that little cut, and you just knew it was done.
Yeah.
You
Right.
Everybody was like,
just
yeah,
couldn't
it's
stop
done
it. You literally just couldn't stop it.
Bro, that was the craziest thing for me in football. Like it was for the
when they
longest
moved the
time,
left-footed player to the right, it's like,
I
what are you
couldn't
doing?
comprehend how this guy
It was
could
like,
just
what are you
cut
doing?
in,
yeah.
and you just knew there was nothing you could do. Literally nothing.
Yeah,
you
and the
could do.
crazy, his right foot was
Like,
no
this is so
disrespect to him,
crazy to me.
but it's like his right foot wasn't anything like
Anything,
crazy.
yeah.
So it was like even if you gave him the like
right
the line,
Yeah, you still
cross it in. It's like just give him the line. I don't like if he crosses it in with his right foot and they score,
Mhm.
I'll be like, okay.
Okay.
All
But
right.
we're watching it. I don't know, bro. Robin, he was different. He was
Robin
different.
was
No,
crazy. I used to
I
think,
don't.
damn,
I
how-
don't
it's
know.
like me and you know it's about to happen. We're seeing it happen,
Yeah.
and then it goes in.
We planned for it. You
What
see
the
it.
fuck?
Yeah.
Same thing with Messi too, bro. Like you know he's going
yeah,
left,
Messi
and it's
has
just like
that
you
too.
can't stop it, bro. You just unfortunately this is something that you just can't control.
Bro,
Yeah.
It's nuts.
when you watch Messi's dribbling over and over, you can cut all of this out, Solana, if you want. When you keep watching Messi's dribbling over and over again, like those highlight videos, it doesn't make sense sometimes because it's almost like he's predicting what this guy's going to put his foot, like 2 tricks ahead of time before he even does it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm looking at it like, oh, he has to just be bullshit. Didn't know that he was going to do this because it's just crazy. Like when
Bro,
you
but
watch
that's-
it over and over again, it's just like,
Bro, but that's like, it's crazy because like my uncles used to tell us stories like, but like George Weah would say that he was like, I already knew how I was going to beat the first player. I was thinking about how I was going to beat the second player. Like think about it, like you're already knowing, all right, I'm going to cut to the left, but now that I'm on my left, like your brain's already moving past the first defender. So it's like certain players, they just see the game different. It's like,
bro,
it's
look
like,
at the Crew game. The goal I think kicked it around the keeper. Bro, I was thinking in my head, that's not what I would have done. Like, but it was so quick. The gap between him beating those 2 defenders and the keeper, like all he did was just a tap. But I swear on everything, all 4 of us probably wouldn't have done that. I swear we wouldn't have done that.
That's crazy.
It was just a little tap. But I'm just like, see, I wasn't thinking that. I'm like, okay, he's beating these guys. I'm just gonna put it to the side and then hit it.
yeah, so I would say cut all this out, but then get
cut it out.
No, this is
But
good.
get in
I'm
your
gonna
good.
I'm gonna keep it. I just got
Good luck to you and your good luck to you and your talking about that, bro.
Okay. No, that was good. We're gonna keep that in there. Nah, man, great episode, guys. I appreciate everybody's support. We have a lot of big things coming at you guys, a lot of interviews, a lot of great conversations with a lot of good people. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. And as always, good luck to you in your future endeavors.